Hi guys, how you all doing? In my last video I mentioned how I made the diffuser for this, and I said to you I'll show you how I made it, which I will do. I'll get on that in a minute. But also I did mention I was getting new wheels for this car, this car. So I got my new wheels for this. They're brand new. I ain't even ran it outside yet. So yeah, I've got new wheels for this. I've got these rally block style tires for this, which is a good job I did. I didn't know until after I did that video when I ran this, when I brought it back in, that one of the back tires, well, I'll show you that tire in a minute. Talking about tires, I still need some for this. But the other sets of wheels I bought, so I bought them two sets over there. I bought a set of wheels for this, and I bought another set of wheels for this. So these are a drift set. This is just a normal set with tires. The only reason why I bought tires for this, tires and wheels for this, because when it came, it didn't have any tires, but it had some wheels. It's a shame really, because I do like these wheels, but this was the wheel, but they're 3D printed. 3 of the wheels is alright, but one of them, if it was on an axle and it was spinning, it would be like, it is wobbly, so it's like a snake. It's not, you couldn't run it on a car, not really. And yeah, the paint job's pretty poo as well, but yeah, you can't use them on a car, unfortunately. It'd be alright for display, but yeah, you couldn't run them on a car. So yeah, that's why I ended up buying these ones for this. On a note of this, I bought this shell off someone online. He didn't do a bad job on it, it was pretty good. But around the wheel arches and the long ear and the back bumper and the front bumper, all that needed sanding down more, which I have done now. I've sanded the front bumper, the sides, the rear bumper. I've used a hairdryer to stick the stickers. I don't think I've done too much to it as such. Just gave it a bit more of a tidy up, made all the edges more flatter. I have nicked the i20 chassis for this from this. This is still sitting on a i20 chassis, but it's more of just a rolling chassis, and there are some parts broken on this chassis. Nothing major, but there are a couple of parts. As I was saying, yeah, I still need some wheels for this. But the wheels for this are quite dear. They're like £130 a set. Like for all 4 of them wheels, you're looking at about 130 quid. Well, I've gone to buy them a few times, but instead of buying them, like I paid 145 for this car. As you already know, this car wasn't stickered. It was already painted, but it wasn't stickered. So I bought it and I stickered it. I am looking at a different shell for this, because if you can probably see, it looks kind of like a pinky-ish colour. I don't know if you can pick that up, but yeah, I'm looking at a different shell anyway. So yeah, instead of buying wheels for this, I've ended up buying this, and this. Originally I bought this as a TT02 chassis, but it came with this shell, but I did it with Colin McRae instead of Richard Burns. Richard Burns is in the Hyundai. So yeah, I bought this. I think these kits are like about 130, 140 quid. So yeah, like I said, I bought that with this shell, but I did it as a Cosworth. So I bought the shell and all that separate, so I won't include that. But for the actual car, yeah, it was like 140 quid, which, yeah, 140 quid for the wheels, or 140 quid for the car. So I've ended up with like 6 different cars, including that Hyundai, which is a HPI Sprint 2. So I've ended up with these 6 cars, because I never bought the wheels for that. But I think I should stop buying cars and buy the wheels for this. Also guys, If you hear me going quite a bit in my videos, it's because I suffer from hay fever. I didn't actually know I suffered from it. Like, I never used to, but apparently I do now. So yeah, if you hear me going like that in my videos, it's because I suffer from hay fever. So I do apologise for it. Half the time I don't even know I'm doing it. So yeah, I do apologise about that, guys. Now I'll get on to the conversation of how I made this diffuser. So I made this diffuser from this stuff. Let me just move this out of the way a minute. I need that in a minute because I gotta put a car on there to sort out the ESC. You probably remember using this in school. I used it to make boats and stuff, like with the hot glue gun. But yeah, it's just this plastic stuff. That's what I made it out of, this stuff. And then if I grab this and then grab this and this and this, and now I can pretty much show you how I did it. So as I said in my previous video when I was running this car, I said that this measurement was 11 millimeters. I think that's what I said it was, 11 or 12. I can't remember if I was right because I can't remember what I said. I'm pretty sure I did say 11, which is right because it is 11 millimeters. So I initially had two ways to do this. So this top section here, where you can see all these lines here, that was the first way, and then the lines on the bottom is the second way. So what I did is I cut this 11 millimeters in length, and then I did it 2 millimeters in width. As you can see there, look, 2 millimeters in width. Then what I did was I did 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter squares of this and cut them out. Then what you got to do is you take 2 of them squares and you stick them first 2 on the edges here and here. So one here, one here. You take them first 2 and stick them there and there. Then once you stuck them on, so you end up with like a square looking, like square like that. So once you've done that, you take your 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter squares, cut them. Where did that bit go? I got tape on the other side of this because that's how I did it. There's tape on the other side of this bit as well. So with the 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter squares, I just cut them like that. I just basically cut them in half on an angle. So if I was going to do the top one has got 1 millimeter spacing between each of the fins on the bottom of the diffuser. So if I went for the top one with 1 millimeter spacings, I need 10 of the fins. But I think that would have been too much to put inside that. So what I did is I redid it with 1.5 millimeter spacing between the fins. So 1.5 millimeters between all of them. And then yeah, you would only end up with 5 fins then. So like 1, 2, 3 and so on. So yeah, you just take them, glue them in, and then what I did after that, once it was all glued in, I just cut them down a little bit so that they're trying to think which way it would have went. Yeah, like that. So if I just stuck it in like that, you see how far they would have come down Also, these edge ones as well would have come down to that same far because I did them 2x2. The only reason why I done that was because I wanted to make sure I left enough space so when I did glue it in, if I needed to trim some off, I would be able to. So as you can see, I just trimmed them all down to pretty much the line of the shell. And then yeah, obviously I just glued it all into the car. The way I glued it into the car was, again, I just took some more of this stuff. Again, like I said, this is 2mm across. I just literally, I went back about 1mm. Well, about 1/2 mm I went back, and then I just glued the plastic like that. Obviously this bit was higher. I'm just using this because it's the only offcut I got, so I would say I probably did it about that height. So I'd say it's probably about maybe about 4 or 5mm in height. Offset that by 1/2 mm, like so. The good thing is with this plastic, you can kind of use the lines in the plastic. Can you see the lines? So what I did was I just went back, like say like that. So that's 2 lines back, and then just glue that in, and then that way that will give you something to glue it into once you've got it in the shell, because obviously you can't really glue along this edge. Like if you try gluing that on this kind of edge like that, it's not going to work, is it? So I just glued this back bit on like that, so I've got a way of gluing it in the car here, and that's pretty much how I made that. So yeah, to make the diffuser like so, I just literally used this plastic. I have no idea what this plastic is called, but I just remember using it in school. I remember making boats and stuff out of it. But yeah, I just made it out of that stuff. And as I was saying about this wheel on this car, are you ready for this, guys? Like, no, oh no, I'm lying. The upper wheel's gonna like it as well. Well, anyway, yeah, this is the reason why I'm glad that I've got them wheels up there. And the reason is this. I didn't realise this until after I bought it in, after that run video I did the last time I used it. And this point here, that's the only place that is still attached, is that bit. All the rest of it, all the way around, is, yeah, it's pretty fucked. It's actually like it on this wheel as well. I didn't actually notice that. But yeah, well, it's a good job I got them other wheels. Anyway, I just thought I'd quickly show you how I did that diffuser. I thought I'd just show you a couple of other little things as well. And on that note, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave any comments, and I'll see you next time.